Alright guys, welcome back, and in this video I am going to show you how to perform WPS pin recovery using a tool called Reaver. Now, I'm guessing that like 90% of you already know what WPS is, but for those of you who don't, WPS stands for Wi-Fi Protected Setup, and what this is it's a system that allows people with, little computer experience or router knowledge to easily set up a Wi-Fi network. So let's just say that you want to have Wi-Fi at your home. So you got to Best Buy, you pick up a router, you come home, and let's pretend that, you aren't very experienced with computers. So you plug in your router and you open the box and you see that you have this thing called a WPS pin. So what this allows you to do is if you go to your network settings, all you have to do is type in your pin and you're pretty much in your router. So you can access all the security settings, view the password. I mean, that's it. So you don't have to worry about some complicated radius server, some pre-shared key, none of that complex stuff. Just type in this 8-digit pin and you're golden. Now what you should do is if you ever set up your router this way, then as soon as you're done setting up your password, then you should delete this WPS key. But most people, they don't. Because, most people who use this key, they, like I said, aren't very familiar with computers or systems. Like who is? Like, I don't know, like 5% of people probably. So I'm going to show you guys just how prevalent it is and how to, see the networks in your area that have this available. And there's a lot more to it, but I just want to show you guys the basics of it. And by the way, let me just type 8 random numbers right there. If you guys are looking at this and you're like, okay, 8 numbers, I think I'm going to stick with password recovery attacks because that's still, a lot of numbers to be brute forcing. Well, lucky for the people who made this system, this number is actually split into 2 parts. So it's actually 4 digits and 4 digits. So, I mean, it cuts the brute force time in like less than half, like a fraction of the time. But again, this is just bonus information. Let's get to the fun part. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find a network that has this WPS still enabled. So make sure that your card's in monitor mode, and if you go to arrow dump, NG, then right before you put your monitoring interface, then throw in the option --WPS. So this is just a flag to show additional WPS information about the Wi-Fi networks around you. So hit enter. And you see that we now got this nice new column WPS. Now you're going to want to look for networks that have 1.0, and that means that this has WPS enabled still. So look at all of them, like half of them already. I don't have it on mine. Obviously you shouldn't have it on yours. If you do, then you want to disable it ASAP. But I mean, half, maybe more. So I'm just going to stop that right now. And now that we found our targets, what we can do is we can start running this tool called Reaver. So Reaver is basically a tool that is going to go through each pin one by one and brute force it. And like I said, you can have 0 to 9 or 0000 to 9999. So 10,000 options, and usually a brute force of this only takes, I don't know, a couple hours. So in order to use Reaver, let me just target mine right now. Just type the word Reaver, and then after this you just type your interface, some basic settings. So WLAN 0mon, that's what interface I want to attack from. And now -B, pass in the MAC address or the BSS ID of the network you want to attack. So we'll pretend if I had WPS enabled, then that would be mine. And you also want to specify the channel so it isn't looking at every other channel. So right now my network is broadcasting on channel 1. There's no use looking at any other channel. You're just going to waste time. Now 3 flags I want to show you guys that I'm going to recommend that you use all the time are -F, -A, and -W. So these are just optional parameters. -F means fixed. In other words, it's going to disable channel hopping. -A, this just means auto detect the best options. And these are kind of advanced for, whatever your target access point is. All those advanced options. In -W is what you're going to do is you're going to mimic a Windows 7 registrar. And if you write -V, then this is verbose. In other words, it gives you some details or display text on the screen as this tool is running. VV means very verbose. In other words, it's going to give you just some more information. And what I always do is I run this first. So I run -K1. So this is the kind of quick attack. It's called a Pixie attack. Now if Pixie, whenever you do this, pretty much Pixie WPS, if you're familiar with that tool, the mode is enabled. So it's going to run through all the common pins, and if it doesn't hit, then you can run this tool again like this without it. But I always like to run Pixie first just so I can see, it just helps speed it up. So let me just run through these real quick. I'm not actually gonna get their pin, but basically what it's gonna do is it's gonna try the common ones first, and then it's gonna just start brute forcing. So sometimes you're gonna see retrying last pin if you don't have that good of a connection, and sometimes you're gonna see timeout. Now what this means is some routers, they don't allow you to just keep pounding them with these pins, so you can only hit it like once every 30 seconds. But a lot of routers, they're just like, all right, you can just keep trying. So then it's going to, try it like every 1 second. But anyways, it's going to go through and it's going to go pin by pin by pin until it eventually gets the one that works. Now I'm going to stop this because I really don't want to crack their pin. But the thing is, whenever it hits, it's going to stop and it's going to say, this is the pin. This is the network. It's just going to give you some more information, and it's going to give you their password. So even if they have an incredibly complicated password like this that is essentially impossible to crack with a dictionary attack, then this WPS pin recovery is going to get it. And I'm not just saying that, oh, we hope it gets it, like, oh, this may work like a dictionary attack. No, it's going to get it every single time, no matter how complicated their password is. So there you go. If you want to test this on your own network, again, don't do this on anyone else's network that doesn't belong to you. Like I said, it's illegal. That's the basics of using Reaver for WPS pin recovery if you want to recover your own WPS pin. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.